Hello, I am Amy Richardson of Richardson Professional Solutions, where we provide back office services for other small businesses, nonprofits, and family estates. And today I'm bringing some value to you by meeting with one of our wonderful community members. Coulten, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Good morning, Amy. Thank you for having me this morning.
My
name's Colten Hauser. I'm with First Citizens Bank. I'm a financial sales manager. So the title sounds fancy, but it's really not. I'm essentially just a banker. Predominantly help small business owners in the community, help them do what they need to do financially.
All right, that sounds great. So First Citizens is a little special. If I remember a tidbit, you've never had a name change, which is pretty impressive in the banking world, right?
We have not. No, we actually started in 1898 as First Citizens Bank, and for 125 years this year, we have been First Citizens Bank, and we are actually the largest family-controlled bank in the United States. So some interesting information for you there.
That is very interesting. So we're going to talk a little bit about how First Citizens Bank can help you as a small business owner. And outside of the normal things that you think of with dealing with a bank, like having a checking account, savings account, credit card, you need a loan for new equipment, you need a car loan, things like that. How else can First Citizens be a resource for a small business owner?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you asked that, Amy, because I do feel like there's a common misconception in banking in that we are just there to provide those things you just mentioned. So first is, especially with business owners, we can help you improve the speed in which you collect funds.
Okay.
There's a number of ways to do that, and it really caters to the specific business owner and the type of business that you have. But we do have lots of ways to do that, and through conversation, we can help you, or I can help you determine the best way that we can do that for you.
So is that, running credit cards in your business, or what are we talking about?
So partially it can be, the ability to accept credit card payments.
Mm-hmm.
It can be the ability to accept payment via ACH transfer.
Okay.
Or to collect it yourself, rather than it just being sent to you, you can actually retrieve it yourself with the permission of your client, obviously. And then, the ability to make deposits at your own office. So rather than having to pack everything up and go to the bank and, depending on how busy we are, there may be a little bit of a wait. You can do everything from your office. So there's a number of ways to do it to get money from your client into your bank account. And we can help uncover the best and most efficient ways to do that.
Okay. Wow, that sounds great. So what else can you do?
All right. So the next thing would be through conversation is to help understand the cash flow cycle of your business and then see what we can do to improve that. So as you know, Amy, because you work with a lot of business clients as well, everyone's cash flow cycle looks a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Some individuals or some business owners take payment at time of service. Others are net 30, some net 60, some even maybe net 90. Mm. And through conversation and understanding that cash flow cycle, we have the ability to help provide solutions and options that can maybe offset the heartache of the cash flow lull between when you have money going out and whenever the money comes back in from the service or the product that you're providing.
Wow, that sounds great. Really able to help a small business adapt to whatever their industry norm is.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Next would be to provide options for purchasing power for daily expenses or for soft costs with the business that may not be the large purchases, the equipment and the real estate, but to add an extra layer to provide you the purchasing power. So that would be an example would be debit cards, credit cards, those types of things where you ensure that the purchases that you're making in regards to the business are staying in the business name. We see a lot of, especially first startup small businesses that use a lot of their personal resources to start the business. And a lot of times that's a hard transition to move from that into everything being spent in the business name. We can help that process and help you do it more effectively.
All right, that's great. And does that include things like maybe a line of credit that can be there in case of an emergency or a one-time large purchase that might come out of the blue?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got, just like any other bank in town, I mean, we do have the ability for all the products and services that you've ever heard of in banking, essentially. We have the access to those. And if it makes sense, having those things in place can absolutely make sense for some clients, whereas with others, it may be the ability to have a piece of plastic in your wallet that you can go to Costco or something and buy what you need for the client that you're servicing today.
Okay, that sounds great. All right, what's number 4 on your list?
So providing solutions to potentially decrease your tax liability. So you mentioned a couple times with vehicle purchases and that piece. We do provide the financing for the ability to acquire vehicles as well as commercial real estate. And where that comes in is, and again, I'm not a tax professional, do not claim to be. You probably know more in that space than I do, but
don't do taxes.
Don't do taxes, sorry. But we do have the ability to help business clients get those pieces that are tangible, that help increase the net worth of the business because it's an actual asset that you're able to have in a line item. And also it gives you the ability at the end of the year to potentially have a tax deduction, again, whether it be a vehicle purchase, a piece of commercial real estate, or really anything in between, vehicles, trailers, even the small things, saws. And I've got some clients that buy any and everything that we can help them with.
Gotcha. All right. Last but not least.
And last but not least is really where I feel like I can add the most value is to play a more consultative role in the process. And this is what I really feel like differentiates First Citizens Bank and myself from some of our competitors, is that from day one, whenever I meet with a client, we don't just talk about what they need today. It is a full conversation about how your business operates, what you do, how you make money, what the cash flow cycle looks like, all the pieces that we discussed previously, all kind of wrapped into one to truly understand how your business operates and see what we can do, what I can do and what we can do to help provide solutions that can help you rest easier at night, that can save you time, can save you money, and that can add some security in a world that we see lots of fraud. So, we've got the ability to help provide the right solutions for each individual person. Every business client's different. Every small business operates differently. And I like the ability to play that role so that we can meet those needs.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like having you and First Citizens in your corner is a great decision to make as a small business owner. Well, Coulten, thank you so much for being with us today. Tell the audience how they can get in touch with you if they have questions or maybe want to meet you for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am located, if you want to stop by the branch, at the corner of Baston Road and Furious Ferry in Martinez. And then feel free to email me at colten.hauser@firstcitizens.com. And I would love to set up a face-to-face meeting, and we can go from there.
All right. Sounds great. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Amy.
All right.